one final public audit question for you, and it's on a much smaller scale, but it is quite important to us, and that is the cost of these consultants. So in the evidence session on the 1st of June, Mr Irwin said that the first Marine International report came in at a cost of £250,000 for 6 months' work, and he described it as a first-class external independent technical advice. And acknowledged that, to quote him again, that sort of advice might not come cheap. So that's 6 months' work, FMI, £250,000. In a parliamentary answer at the weekend, we were told that the cost of the tenure report was nearly 3 times that amount, £620,000 estimated. Not admittedly for 6 months' work, but for 8 months' work, I think Ms Hall said earlier on. So, given that Mr Cook earlier said that the tenure report just looked at value for money, why on earth is it costing such a huge amount of money? And in light of that, why on earth is none of it able to be published?
Well, I've set out, I think, why I cannot publish it. And obviously there will be a debate as to whether or not, and you will perhaps, convener, hold a different view than I, but I am not willing to put the yard at a competitive disadvantage. I'm not willing to jeopardise the yard's ability to compete for future orders. The work that was done by Tenio went into a substantial amount of detail working with the yard to ensure that all potential permutations were looked at in terms of risks that there were to the contract, particularly on 802, and were able to give advice off the back of that. So it was more than just looking at numbers in a spreadsheet or comparing costs. It was looking at the processes that are in place at the yard. They are international experts in this field that is well recognized.